From what I understand, originally Bodega started in the building next door, and this building went up, and there was actually an alley behind me that ran between Leithold's and this building, and then the building that attaches us to Leithold's was erected, has an apartment upstairs. This one has an apartment upstairs. But in terms of, anything that I can point out specifically in my own experience where I felt that the place was haunted, a few little things, but nothing that's ever concerned me or frightened me. I've heard stories about somebody committing suicide upstairs in the apartment, and stories about a mayoral candidate being murdered up the corner. I lived upstairs for a period of time in the apartment that's above. The only weird thing that I ever had occur to me when I lived up there is I could hear somebody playing the piano, which it sounded like it was coming from the Leithold's building, which is right next door. And I tried to pound on the wall to, try to, hey, keep it quiet, but it's a brick wall, so it didn't really have much effect. There's been times where I'll be sitting in the back office and you'll hear something come to a crash in the basement. And you go down there and you really don't find anything. There was one time where a stack of lumber had fallen onto some kegs, which the assistant manager and I were looking at it, which we couldn't figure out why that would have ever happened, but it did. We cleaned it up and just went on about the day. I've had bartenders that have expressed concerns about events that have happened, like the clock falling off the wall and rolling down the floor. Had a server who got locked between the two buildings downstairs, and when I went to investigate, it's a door that can't be locked and actually can't be shut, so it's perplexing how that occurred to her, and she was perplexed as how it wasn't that way when we went back down to check. But the basement's a pretty vast area down there, which everybody always associates the basement with, areas where things like that would happen. But you come in, you might see something that catches your eye in terms of what you think is somebody walking by or a motion over in a particular area. But we welcome people to come in, and if they can experience anything like that, great, let us know. The pub is a very welcoming place. We get a pretty diverse crowd all across the spectrum. It depends on the time of day you come in, the day you come in, but we're always open to getting people in the door, making sure their experience here is fun. We have a Turtle Snack event that's coming up this Wednesday. On the 23rd, we have an event with launch of the Grateful Dead's beer, which is called American Beauty from Dogfish Head, and we'll be having a band and such. But we generally try to schedule something every Wednesday, which is typically a slow day to bring incremental people into the building. Tonight we have pub trivia, which is always a great draw, which is every Monday night. I've never really been afraid in the building. In fact, if somebody wanted me to sleep in the basement overnight or in the apartment upstairs, I've got no concerns about that, other than the fact that I don't want to sleep in the basement, I don't want to sleep in the apartment upstairs, I prefer to go home. But I've never been in a position where I was afraid to be here or anything seemed threatening.